Welcome to another episode of Faith's Gang Gone Wild. Tonight, venison meatloaf. And when we're going to do venison meatloaf, we've got some eggs that I'm going to be mixing up here. This all mixed up. About 4 eggs. Breadcrumbs or oatmeal. I think way back in the 80s I had a recipe for oatmeal. And I know a lot of people do use bread. And they put milk with it. So what I'm going to do here, break about 6 pieces, 5-6 pieces of bread. We're going to stick them right in here in the bowl. We usually do milk, and everybody knows what I love about venison, beer. So we're going to put a little beer in there. About, I don't know, about a cup. So I've got the bread soaking in beer, about 1 cup, maybe a little bit more, just depends on what you feel like you need. 2 pounds of venison. Again, we process all of our own venison in a commercial grinder. So we grind it up with bacon. What goes well with venison? Bacon and beer and just about everything. Wine. Anyway, we're going to put this in here. I'm going to put it in with the bread that's soaked in the beer. Okay, now what I am also doing is adding a teaspoon, and I give or take a little bit because I really don't like doing measurements that well, but I know you, the viewers, are like, well, how did she make that? Was that a teaspoon, a table? How much is she putting in there? It's just really up to your own preference. So I am going to tell you, I put a teaspoon of Lowry seasoning, salt, just regular salt, onion powder and garlic powder. So a teaspoon of those each. So I have it all pre-measured. I'm going to put that in there. 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. We're going to put that in there as well. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Get all of those flavors in there. I'm going to show you a trick because this recipe calls for Parmesan. I know a lot of people pull out the cutting boards or whatever have you just to chop up a little bit of whatever. I've got some parsley right here. This is all homegrown parsley, just like I do my basil and my thyme and my rosemary. But what I'm going to do, this is an easier step. We're going to put it in a coffee mug. And I'm sure everybody has kitchen scissors. If not, they're handy for chicken, anything. What I'm doing, I'm putting the scissors in there and chopping it up. Such an easy way. You don't have to bring out the cutting board and, just make a mess of things and take up space. So this is just a wonderful way of chopping. You can chop up parsley, rosemary, basil, anything you want. Shoot. You can do chives that way, but I want to show you. This is how it goes. I didn't even have to take out the doggone cutting board. So easy. I bet at least 25 of you are going to start that. But you will see it's very easy. Some fresh cracked pepper. Put that in there. And we're going to add some of the egg. Again, I'm a very hands-on person. I don't think there's at any time I don't use my hands, even when I'm talking. So we are going to mix this all in real good. can even use this to make meatballs. So if you're having some people over, you know, even the holidays are just around the corner. Oh, another idea. I could do a holiday episode. Wouldn't that be great? I could have the whole family involved. We do venison and turkey and duck, and you can do appetizers. Oh my goodness. My brain could explode with all these ideas. So anyway, what we're gonna do, we have our meatloaf here, and I've got the pan. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it right directly in the pan. I've got the oven preheated at 350. And we're just gonna put that meatloaf right in the pan. I think I said something before. Maybe that was one of my other videos. But you'll see what comes up. I'll do it again. Bacon. I'm gonna put a couple strips of bacon over the top, just so it doesn't dry out. Put that on there. The pan, I put a little bit of olive oil in. I like to just put maybe a napkin over the end of the olive oil, put it in like that, just rub the napkin around the inside. So much easier than dealing and cleaning out a brush. So there we go. Cut the loaf in the pan with the bacon. Next I'm going to prepare the sauce. Now the sauce has to be, we've got some ketchup, we've got some dry mustard, and I think it's about 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. I would say maybe 1.5 cups, maybe 2 cups ketchup. And whisk that all together. And mix it in all good and stuff. And stick a little bit of hot sauce in there. Yeah, everything's good with hot sauce. Here. Mix that all up. What I'm going to do, we've got the meatloaf here, and I'm just going to pour just a little bit right over like that, and right over like that. We don't want anything to get too much here, too much of a good thing, maybe a little bit too much, huh? We can keep the rest for later. So we've got our loaf in our pan. I'm going to stick it in the oven at 350 for 1 hour. So we'll catch you back here in 1 hour. So while we're waiting for our meatloaf to be done in the oven, we have about 20 more minutes sitting on that. I did go ahead and boil up some potatoes. Now in the potatoes, I'm not going to make mashed potatoes, the typical mashed potatoes. I have developed my own, only because my kids like it. So I'm going to go with that. So now that I'm going to chop it up, or mash it up with a masher. I like these. I don't like the plastic ones. Plastic ones don't do it very well. Just want to mash it up a little bit. Loosey-goosey. And I've got, basically what I did was took maybe about 4 large baking potatoes and I boiled them down after I diced them and boiled them. So now I'm going to put some butter in there. Butter makes everything better. I'm actually using margarine right now just because it's got some salt in it. And we're going to do a 1/2 stick. Yeah, you just saw me break it in half. Hey, you know what? There's nothing formal about this show, I tell you. Okay, so take it. Everything's mashed. I'm not going to take out the hand blender because it gets too, I can't say creamy, it's just too much. I like to have a little bit of chunk in my potatoes. I think my kids do too because they do like it. Right here I have got about 1 pound of light sour cream. I'm going to put probably about half of it in there, so probably a half a pound. You can even use ranch dressing. Try a little bit of that. Not a whole lot, but this will take the place of the milk. Take that. Get that in there. Like I say, nothing is flat. I cut edges all the time. Cut corners, edges, whatever. I cut it anyway. So I'm gonna mash that up a little bit. Some fresh cracked pepper. You can even like cut some green onions in there. You can even put some bacon bits. I mean, anything goes, but this is going to be going along with the meatloaf, so there's some bacon in that. I've got some sea salt. Don't want to make it too salty. You can even put some cilantro in there. There's no rules for any cooking. I mean, that's how they came up with recipes. People tried different things and mixed it in, and voila, you got a recipe. Still couldn't figure out though who in the heck looked at a chicken, saw that fall out, and said, "Ooh, that looks appetizing." But you know, somebody had to try it. So now we've got basically our country mashed potatoes. And I also have some string beans from the garden that I picked. And we're boiling those up, and I will be showing you those. So we'll be back when the meatloaf is ready to come out of the oven. Okay, so we have our green beans fresh from the garden. I put a little bit of butter in there. However, it's not enough to get any kind of flavor. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. Just make sure it's green olive oil, otherwise it's really not true olive oil. And we're going to sprinkle it with just regular salt. And you can put garlic salt in there as well if you'd like. Some more fresh cracked pepper. And stir it in there good. Oh, this is going to be fabulous. I know, I say fabulous too much. It's just, so, I love green beans, and if you can get some even wax beans or yellow beans or whatever and mix them in together, it's amazing. So, but these have a nutty flavor to them. Out of this world. I didn't say fabulous. So now we're waiting on the meatloaf. Next we will have the presentation, the venison meatloaf, our country style mashed potatoes that anybody could really do, and our green beans. So everything works together. Let's see what everybody's going to say about it. See you in a little bit. And here's the venison meatloaf. So we have that and some of the bacon still on there. The mashed potatoes, country mashed potatoes that we made with the sour cream, the butter, salt, and pepper. You can add whatever you want. The fresh garden string beans. Everything's gonna be fabulous. And I said fabulous. I really think that I should have a show giveaway. They can just sit there and count how many times I say fabulous, and whoever's the winner can get a free shirt, right? All right. Got a part of the bacon. This is fabulous. Again, I can even taste some of the beer flavor to it, and the bacon and the venison, and it's just wild. And that's it. That's what it's all about. Faith's game gone wild. It's not just about the name. It's about making up what you want. Making it, whether it's a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, half a teaspoon, whatever you like. Well, thank you again for joining me in here in my kitchen, Faith's Game Gone Wild. And till next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Yes! Oh my God!
Oh. Alcohol.
Mom had a little too much already.
After I get the meatloaf off, it didn't sound right. So I just kind of mashed that stuff up with butter and salt and...
Hey Mom, where's the Twizzlers? Mom!
Really? No?
Where's the Twizzlers? I need them now. Oh crap, the shell.
You serious?
Her shell actually fell.
You did that.
Sorry.
Really?
I have no disease.
Drink.
Wait, I want another bite. I can't even touch it, my teeth just did. Yum, yum, yum.
So, this is me, and this is my kitchen. Faith's Game On. What the hell's my So, here we have our meatloaf. It's fabulous. Again, thank you again for coming. So once again, thank you for coming and visiting my kitchen. And till next time, this is Faith's